There is always a whisper before the storm, a message that comes softly before life raises its voice. When God says, "This is your final warning," it does not come to frighten you, it comes to awaken you. Because before every ending, there is a signal. And before every transformation, there is discomfort. Look around your life right now. The signs have always been there. The uneasiness in your spirit, the tension in your relationships, the delay in your goals. These are not punishments, they are messages. But when we choose to ignore the whispers, the universe begins to speak louder. It shakes the ground beneath us not to destroy us, but to remind us that we are off balance. The final warning of October is not about fear. It is about realignment. It is about returning to what you already knew but have been avoiding. You know what needs to change. You know what you have postponed. You know the truth that your heart keeps repeating. And now the message is clear. The time to act is now. Do not wait for another sign. This is it. This is your wake-up call from the universe. If you keep walking blindly into the same mistakes, you will meet the same pain. But if you stop, breathe, and listen, you will finally see what God has been trying to tell you all along. Your growth cannot wait any longer. There are moments in life when the world around you goes silent, and yet, something inside of you starts to speak. It's not the voice of logic, nor the noise of emotion. It's something deeper, something sacred. That voice is not random. That silence is not empty. It is the language of the universe. Before life ever shakes you, it whispers to you. Before God ever warns you loudly, He tries gently to reach your heart. But the problem is, we rarely listen to the silence. We only respond when things start to fall apart. And by the time we do, the whisper has turned into a storm. You see, when the universe wants to change your direction, it doesn't send a thunder first. It sends a subtle discomfort. A small unease that keeps you awake at night. That tension in your chest when you're doing something that doesn't align with your spirit. That tiredness you feel when you're surrounded by people but still feel unseen. These are the whispers, the soft warnings that something needs to change. But we live in a world addicted to noise. We drown the silence with distractions. We silence the truth with excuses. We call it business, but often it's avoidance. And when you avoid the whisper long enough, the whisper transforms into a shout. That's when relationships break suddenly, when plans collapse without warning, when health declines without explanation. It's not life being cruel, it's life trying to wake you up, because the universe will never let you destroy yourself quietly. God said, "This is the final warning of October." What does that mean? It means you've already been shown the signs. The energy around you has been shifting. People have come and gone. Opportunities that once felt right now feel heavy. You've been sensing this change for weeks, maybe months, but part of you hoped it would disappear. You wanted the feeling to fade so you could stay comfortable. But that's not how growth works. Growth begins when comfort ends. And so, the silence you ignored has now become a message you can no longer overlook. This is not to scare you, it's to awaken you. Every time you feel something is falling apart, remember, it might actually be falling into place. The divine order often looks like chaos at first. You lose things not because you are cursed, but because you are being cleared. You are being prepared for what you prayed for. But the problem is, many of us pray for blessings and resist the process that brings them. We want change without challenge, evolution without discomfort, answers without silence. Yet the universe doesn't operate on our preferences. It operates on truth, and truth will always find a way to be heard, even if it means shaking your world to do so. When God sends a final warning, it means you have reached a spiritual threshold. It means the lesson you've been avoiding is about to repeat in a louder form. It means the door you refuse to close will now be closed for you. The job, the relationship, the mindset, whatever it is that no longer serves your evolution will start to crumble. Not as punishment, but as purification, because sometimes what feels like an ending is just a divine interruption. Sometimes the silence before the storm is the most merciful part of it. It gives you one last chance to act before life acts for you. Ask yourself this: what have I been ignoring? What truth have I silenced because it's uncomfortable? What part of me knows it's time to move, but keeps pretending it's not ready? That's where the whisper lives. It's not outside, it's within you. And until you listen, you'll keep feeling restless, because the soul never stops seeking alignment. You can distract the mind, but you can't deceive the spirit. It knows, it always knows. There is something powerful about realizing that silence is not the absence of communication. It's the highest form of it. The universe doesn't need to shout when you are aligned. It only raises its voice when you've gone too far from your path. So, if life is getting louder, if the pressure is rising, if the signs are everywhere, that's not a coincidence. That's guidance. And the moment you stop running from it, you start understanding it. The final warning of October is an opportunity. It's a sacred moment where you are being invited to pause and listen before life forces you to stop. Maybe you've been overworking and under-listening. Maybe you've been speaking too much and feeling too little. Maybe you've been chasing goals that no longer reflect your true self. The silence around you isn't empty. It's pregnant with meaning. It's asking you, who are you becoming? Is this the life you really want? Are you proud of what you are choosing daily? So many people live as if time is unlimited. They keep saying, I'll change tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'll leave when it's the right time. But there is no perfect time. There is only now. That's why the universe warns you, because it knows procrastination is the greatest thief of destiny. Every day you delay your transformation, you drift further from who you are meant to be. And when God says final warning, He's saying, I love you too much to watch you keep wasting your potential. The truth is, silence is sacred. When life goes quiet, that's when your soul speaks loudest. It tells you what no one else can. It reveals what no mirror can reflect. But to hear it, you must slow down. You must make space for stillness. Not the kind of stillness that comes from exhaustion, but the kind that comes from awareness. Sit in that silence. Breathe deeply. Feel the unease. Don't escape it. Study it. Because hidden in that unease is the direction you've been praying for. We often think God's messages come through miracles, but more often they come through tension. Through delays that protect us, through endings that redirect us, through solitude that refines us. So when things seem uncertain this month, don't panic. Pay attention. Life is not falling apart. It's shifting you into a higher state of alignment. The silence that once scared you will one day become your strength, because you will realize it was never emptiness. It was preparation. The whisper before the shout is mercy. The shout itself is grace. Even the storm is love in disguise, because everything that breaks you is only breaking what no longer belongs in your spirit. The pain is not punishment, it's purification. The silence before it was the universe giving you one more chance to change without chaos. But when we don't act, life steps in. And life doesn't negotiate when your growth is overdue. Think of a seed. Before it grows, it breaks. Before it rises, it's buried in darkness. But that darkness is not death. It's the beginning of life. The silence underground is the universe working unseen. And so it is with you. You might feel buried right now, lost or confused. But you are not buried. You are being planted. This final warning is your reminders. Don't fight the soil you're in. Trust the process, because soon the same silence that felt suffocating will become your foundation for strength. There comes a point where the old version of you can no longer survive in the new energy that's forming. That's what this warning is about. It's about shedding the layers of fear, doubt, and hesitation that have kept you small. It's about stepping out of survival mode and into creation mode. It's about remembering that every ending carries a seed of rebirth. But for that seed to grow, you must stop resisting the silence and start listening to it. The next time life feels quiet, don't rush to fill the space. Sit with it. That quiet moment might be your turning point. It might be God's way of saying, this is your chance to realign before I have to rearrange. Because make no mistake, if you do not listen to the whisper, life will speak louder. And if you do not respond to the gentle nudge, the universe will use force.